So can the duality of self be best explained by the Tyco Rebound? So since Mike's on taking some travel days this week, he left us two questions. So I'm going to focus on the second one, which I think is a little bit more interesting. So the question that he posed was, can the duality of self be best explained through the Tyco Rebound? Now, we probably need some definitions to make this question work in some aspect. We have to talk about the duality of self and the Tyco Rebound. Tyco Rebound's probably a little bit easier to explain. Car from the 1990s. Some of us may have played with it. And the beautiful thing about the Rebound was that it has a capability regardless of how hard it lands on the ground or how fast it's moving. It can flip and always be in constant motion, so it can never be on its back like a turtle. So the remote control car is kind of nice because it's a active metaphor. It's something that can continue to move. So if we try to look at the duality itself, we have to be able to define it in a particular light. So we have to put some filter on it. So I tend to use Pierre Bourdieu's look at habitus in this discussion of the duality self, where habitus is looking at lifestyles, it's looking at the ritual and techniques an individual goes through on a daily basis in their everyday life. And if we look at habitus in this way, that you can have different habits as you proceed through your day, that's looking at sort of the duality of the self. In addition, I tend to look at Erving Goffman. So Erving Goffman talked about duality self as an idea of performance, that essentially we had this front stage and backstage performance, that the front stage is who we are in the public spotlight, and the backstage is more of who we are in the private life. So we tend to keep some boundaries between the front stage and the backstage. We don't let the everyday observer look at us as we are getting dressed in the backstage. So the bouncing car tends to be a good metaphor only as far as that we tend to change the color and presentation of our movements through the car. It's okay. The one metaphor I like for the duality of self is Chumbawamba's tub thumping. And the reason I like this is because if you think about what the singer is singing in the song, they're talking about a night out in the town. So that is the public presentation. So that is your public persona. And talking about going through the everyday night, which I assume is of someplace in the UK. Now, the singer is performing that and is explaining the public performance. But at the same time, it's a reflective. So they're tending to think about it in the private environment. So we have these two stages being observed at the same time. The front stage and the backstage as the song is being performed. Once again, it's a way that I think about it. It's not necessarily perfect, but it tends to work for me in understanding this idea of duality. So what do you think? If you'd like to leave some comments below, that'd be greatly appreciated, and we hope to see Mike next week.